Well, exciting stuff out there. Good day, everybody. October 2nd, 2023. I am Connor McIver, the Fat to Fit Realtor here in Santa Clarita. I do have a question on the show today, talking to you out there that have been watching the real estate news, my brethren and sister and all those other people in real estate as well. Please let me know what you think about that Redfin thing where they're telling you, maybe you are a Redfin agent, they're telling their agents to sever themselves from the National Association of Realtors. Interesting. So I'm going to discuss that in just a moment. But one thing I do want to talk about today is get into the local market here in Santa Clarita and look at those 265 units that are currently for sale. These are condominiums, townhomes. These are also single family residences, of course. So duplexes, triplexes, those are all kind of included into the mix. But as far as duplexes, triplexes, quadruplexes, not very many of those. But looking at the real estate market, it's taken about 7 to 10 days for a property once it hits the market for sale to get into escrow. Now, if the seller wants a little bit more than the market's going to bear for that property, it's going to sit a little bit longer. In fact, in some cases, we've seen properties that are going 30, 45 days. The seller then has a moment, I guess, and then decides that maybe I'm a little high. So then they reduce that listing price. And usually that kicks up that advertising marketing and starts really making that property come back to the top of those real estate search engines. And then, boom, it jumps into escrow after that. So usually one price reduction doesn't have to be super substantial, but definitely want to check out those comps and make sure that it fits within there. But that's where the current market is. Interest rates are fluctuating. You're going to have to ask your lender what that looks like. 4s, 5s. It just depends on FICO score credit, but not as high as they were at that peak that wasn't too long ago. All right, so let's get into this real quick. I'm following along here. I made some notes to talk about this Redfin thing. So Redfin, we've seen this before. Redfin is a discount brokerage, if you will. I do a great job. I've dealt with Redfin agents, worked with Redfin agents. Nothing against Redfin. Redfin, their agents are fantastic, but they believe, I guess, the original reason why they were developed, and we've seen many companies come up as Redfin is, and they try to do this discounted business model. Great, trying to save people more. But real estate, what's interesting, and some notes that I took here, they're adopting a business model that we've seen before. And we've seen other companies that have come and go using this business model. They failed as such because for some reason those business models seem to collapse upon themselves. And maybe this is the reason, okay? Real estate is too expensive with too many inspections, financial variables, other cities, the zoning, local ordinances. Maybe it's just too high a ticket item to be able to allow for a business discount model to actually work. I figure it this way. When I sell my real estate, I want the guy or gal or person or the non-binary individual, whomever, who will give me the most for my property, get me the most, and do it by working their ass off and spending what I'm going to handsomely pay them on advertising and marketing. I don't want just a sign in the yard and for them to take a crappy phone photo. Now, another reason for the Redfin, for them wanting to pull away, not just that, but also the new one is sexual harassment. Not new, I guess it's been going on quite a while. But they're running into that issue with the National Association of Realtors, one of their top people. That's what they're accused of. Now, true or not, I was a police officer a long time. He resigned pretty quick. So him resigning pretty quick, well, it makes me suspicious, being LAPD for as long as I was. So a little bit odd, right, that he did resign. But again, are those things, wanting to be discount brokerage and sexual harassment, that will eventually work itself out? And although the crime has happened, I'm not trying to be cynical or coarse, because if all of these allegations are found true, or even one, it's a lot. That shouldn't happen. So I'll throw that out there. There's that sensitive side. But moving back into this, I'm curious, is that enough? Wanting to be the premier discount brokerage and the sexual harassment, is that enough for them to tell their agents, hey, don't be a member of the National Association of Realtors? Now we're going to have a couple different factions if this plays out, and Redfin's not massive, but they are out there, and in those markets where they're potentially owning those markets, where those markets, they're saturated within there, and there may be the primary sales force in those local communities. What's that going to look like? And what's that going to end up doing to the consumer's ability to buy and sell real estate? Is that going to create a problem? I could kind of start to see where you're not a Redfin agent, but you're a member of the National Association of Realtors, but you're dealing with a non-realtor. You're kind of you're using National Association or local forms as far as contracts go, but there's still some of the forms we fill out are from the National Association of Realtors. Then the other organization, which is the subsidiary, right, is the California Association of Realtors out here in California. So if Redfin was a primary driver in a local market, what's that going to look like when they come up against another agent, that primary driver being not a member of the Association of Realtors, but now dealing with somebody that is a member of the National Association of Realtors that's required to fill out certain paperwork that, for all intents and purposes, protects the consumer? How's it going to work? What's it going to look like? Please let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the chat. Please let me know wherever. Just send me whatever questions you have, and I'll put them on the next real estate update. Hope everybody's well. Thanks for watching. I'm Connor